Oh, where did you go, Richard Simmons? Where did you go, Richard Simmons? You just went away, Richard Simmons. You know what, though? Good for you, Richard Simmons. Maybe people were pissing you off, so you wanted to go screw and go be alone, and that's awesome, and I respect the shit out of that. Oh, where did you go, Richard Simmons? Because I miss you, Richard Simmons. I'm sure I'm not the only person hoping that you're all right, Richard Simmons. I'm sure there's a lot of people miss you, Richard Simmons. Hey, how you doing? Joel Uncleboi here. We got another week down, kids. How about that? We're right towards the end of November. Isn't that crazy? Man, I started this show, I think, early in September. It was still kind of nice outside, and it is cold today, and it is the dog days, I guess, or the late days of November right now, and most of you just celebrated Thanksgiving. I know there's a whole political the thing around politicizing Thanksgiving and how it's kind of it's a colonizer holiday and all that. And I say, why don't we just call it Family Hot Shit Day? Like, you hang out with your hot shit family, the ones that you like and you love and stuff, and you just do that or something. I don't know. I feel like there's ways around it. You don't have to keep the revisionist history of Puritans from England and indigenous peeps of Plymouth that they, freaking wound up raiding their land or whatever, Anyway, big ups to Squanto. Big ups to your family. Big ups to all your peeps. But your family hot shit day. Because I hung out with my hot shit family. And it was awesome. I hung out with my cousins and my uncle and my cousin's one soon-to-be wife and girlfriend, and they were all delightful. They were all fantastic folks. It was just a good day. We just a lot of laughs. Great food provided by my mom. My mom, she killed it with the food. She killed it with the desserts. Oh, it was great. I was stuffed. The point where I didn't even really eat much yesterday because it felt like I didn't have to. Man, I plowed on the food. And I'm going over there tomorrow. There's definitely going to be some leftovers. Psyched about that, So, that was a nice thing. Nice, I've only worked a couple days this week, and then Wednesday I helped my mom set up for company over at her house, and Thursday we had that, and yesterday I did literally nothing. I put the trash out. That was good. Put the trash out. That was good. I watched a bunch of television. That was cool. But what's funny is even on those days, I still get to bed like around 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and I'm just like up at 7. It's funny. I guess it's like just kind of a function of being an old ass man. But yeah. Anyway, going into that whole political issue of Thanksgiving and how there's folks who really want to, I don't want to say rewrite the history, but maybe retell it or something like that. One thing that's really been bugging me lately is I think the news media is freaking dumb. And I feel like, with politics being so divisive lately, the big reason why I try to stay sort of out of that on this show, because I want the show to be a positive kind of like fun thing for folks. Even though I'm not gonna lie, I do like politics. I do like listening to policy. I do like, and I lean left for the most part. I can be centrist on things, and I can, I can hear somebody out. You know what I mean? Especially if there's somebody like not a politician per se, but if there's somebody who has a good, honest, feeling about something, and they approach you and they're in the right way, and you having a great discussion about it. It's like I'll hear anybody out. I don't, and if generally, if you're somebody who I work with, or you're somebody who I know in my life, or a peer, or just somebody, generally we have something in common, so it's like that makes it a little bit easier. But the news media is fucking dumb, and they're really keeping us sort of divided. Whether it's this Rittenhouse thing with the kid in Wisconsin who, man, did the prosecution fuck that up. But also, I mean, they really didn't have as much of a case as certain, media outlets made it look like they had. And they really made a lot of folks look stupid when more facts came out. I'm not saying what the kid did was right. In my personal opinion is, and I'm not really going to try to make this a big thing about it, he shouldn't have been there. He was a 17-year-old kid. Oh, I don't care if he was trying to help. He's there with a goddamn rifle in the middle of a fucking war zone. What do you think is going to happen, buddy? I mean, that's some wild shit. But anyway, regardless of that, when the facts came out, I think a lot of left-leaning people like myself really started to realize, oh, all right, well, I mean, these weren't he wasn't out there shooting at protesters like I think some of the narrative wanted you to think, and then when the guy came on the stand, they were like, yeah, well, I mean, when more facts came out about it, it was not as cut and dry as some of the narrative wanted you to think it was. It was like, oh, all right, well, you know what? I mean, they can't get him on murder, really, because it just wasn't. And when, his mom didn't drive him there with a weapon, when a lot of that stuff came out, whereas we were told over the summer was kind of bullshit. That's what I'm talking about. The media is fucking dumb, and we got to be careful where we're consuming it, because man, I've just seen so many dumb takes. Not just on that, honestly. I think that I'm using that right now as just an example of how divided folks are on things. I've had to unfollow people who I love, who I think are great people, but our opinions are so apart, and they're not the types that are gonna just let shit go, or they're gonna really dig their heels in on something. And that's kind of a bum out too, when there's no sort of common ground. Like that whole idea of you have a right to think the way you want to, but I don't have to share a country with you. It's just kind of I don't know if I can really vibe with that type of thing. I kind of like having friends and people around me who have a different opinion. I kind of like having folks around who maybe, maybe we feel differently about something, but let me bounce this off you. Or let me ask you about this one. What do you think about this? Because it's like, I think especially if it's somebody who you can have a great conversation with, and you can you can see middle grounds with. I think that's valuable. I think that's needed. And unfortunately, in just the way society is right now, it seems like there's less and less of that, man. There's really not an effort to meet in the middle. And I think a lot of us felt like with Biden getting in because he wasn't the guy we wanted. A lot of us left folks. He was not even, I don't even think he was like our fifth or sixth choice. So when people roast him, like, you don't see a lot of folks jumping to his defense because, well, we kind of knew he wasn't what what we wanted. And then Trump people are like, well, how come you guys aren't like, wearing Biden this, or how come you guys don't have Biden flags up? It's like, because we don't have flags for politicians. We don't wear hats for politicians or clothing, or we don't have pictures of them superimposed on Rambo. That only happened once with one fucking weirdo. And why y'all did it was very cult-like. I'll have no idea. Some folks have told me that was more of a manifestation of getting the other side upset, like trying to trigger the other side with that type of stuff. And I don't know if I believe that. I half believe that. I think it was more just weird hero worship, which is a very Western thing. I think it's a very American thing, is like the whole hero worship deal. I mean, whether it was, when my dad was a kid, he probably like loved John Wayne movies and I know he's a huge baseball fan, so it was like, I know his favorite ball players were like, Ted Williams and Mickey Mantle and guys like that, the guys who were the great ball players of the day. And anyway, what I'm trying to say is the news media is fucking stupid. We should fucking shut it off once in a while. Don't listen to it. And that goes with podcasts that kind of leer into that too, I think, sometimes. Maybe if it's you see, I like this one guy who's so diametrically opposed to the way I think, kind of, but I find just him and his takes entertaining in the way, his name is Michael Malice, and I wouldn't say I agree with the man on very much, other than his takes on anarchy fascinate me because he comes at it from a right-leaning person, or basically somebody on the right. And I've only heard, in my life, the anarcho people that I know are definitely on the left side, kind of. If they're like, they very much hate liberals too, which is something that I think, is a common ground there, because I guess they kind of feel like a liberal is just, you're basically just being a statist. You're just, blue or red, Coke or Pepsi, they're both bad for you. So that's, I think, what their take is on that. Me being kind of always being kind of somebody on the fringe myself, the way I feel or think about things, or really just fascinated by these frames of thought. I became fascinated with this guy. I certainly don't agree with a lot of the things he tweets and whatever, or I shouldn't say he can say whatever the hell he wants. I mean, anybody can. That's kind of the beauty, of the freedom of speech. There's, repercussions for whatever you say, of course. You have to be accountable. But like, it doesn't bug me what he says, is what I'm saying. It's just, he'll say something like, yeah, don't agree with that take, but let me listen to him. And I've learned a little bit, listened to the gentleman's name, Michael Malice. And if you're interested, his podcast is called You're Welcome. Not your R-E, but You're Welcome, as in this is your welcome. So, which I think is it's a very funny play on words. I actually found out about this guy. If you guys know who, I love comics. I bought a comic years ago by Harvey Pekar, who's of American Splendor fame, and he was writing about this young man. I call him a young man, I guess. He's my age. He wrote a comic about this young man who was just this very obstinate, stubborn, intellectual kid from New York. A a immigrant from Ukraine, and he's just a very Harvey was very fascinated by just the way just his takes on things were very, very out there, but very kind of like in a weird way you respect the way the man comes off, because he kind of commands respect. He's the ultimate troll, and I don't know, but there's a distinguished deal with this fella. I don't know. I enjoy him, even if I don't agree with a lot of what he says. But I do enjoy him, and I'm happy, there is that counterpoint. He's somebody who I would actually, probably wish that I kind of knew as a young guy, just so I could, have somebody to have conversations like this with. And I do have friends who are of similar mindset to him, which I'm lucky to have, that I bounce things off of. We agree on not a whole hell of a lot, other than, just be a good person. Really, I guess, is at the end of the day, is what we agree. Just, you know what I mean? Just be good to people. It's really not that hard. Anyway, off on that. News media is dumb. Be careful, folks. I want to see people more celebrate differences than sort of mourn them or think they're bad. I don't know, and unfortunately, we're just like that. Anyway, something very different with me, I guess, in the last, I'd say, 10 years, was I really have nestled into hermit life very, very easily. I used to be a guy who went out good 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes more, and loved going out and seeing friends, seeing bands, and everything. I think it was around 2016 or so, maybe a little before. So I stopped going out quite as much around 14 or so, just because I was working mornings a lot, and it just didn't really jive with my schedule. But I was still making my way out a few times a month. And certainly wasn't making myself scarce. And I was in a band at the time, so I was, playing gigs or trying to promote, which involved me going out to shows and things like that with flyers or what have you. But man, hermit life lately, I don't know if it's a function of just social media. Everything's at my fingertips. I can talk to whoever I want now. Or, I love my house. I love my place in Salem up here, which is a little further out than a lot of the fun things going on in Boston and Cambridge and Somerville, where a lot of my friends do stuff. But even when there's fun stuff up here, I stay home and watch television and stuff. COVID, of course, has something to do with it. Having senior citizen parents who I go and take care of a few times a week, and not wanting to, limit my social interactions with people, because I am very much so I'm certainly no COVID denier. I've have friends and family who have caught this son of a bitch, even ones who have been vaccinated, and some have had breakthrough cases, and I've seen people. Yeah, I've seen it. I don't know if it's this new variant or what, but I've seen it take people, and it sucks. So I've tried to be very, very mindful of all that. But even before COVID, I think I was starting to really nestle into hermit life. I would go out with friends sometimes to wrestling shows. That was kind of a social deal. But as far as going to punk rock shows, which used to be my bread and butter, and I never thought I would I never really thought it would get old. I remember saying in my 30s, like, I'll stop going to these when they start I start feeling, not when I start feeling too old for them, but when I stop having fun. And then I think it was like 2015, I was seeing one of my favorite bands. I think it was H2O. And I was just exhausted, and I just wanted to be home. So, I mean, I stuck around, and I had fun. And don't get me wrong, I still love people. I still cherish my friends, and I still love music. But man, if I can be home with my feet up and some snacks and something mindless on television, I'm happy, man. I have, like I said, man, I have nestled into the Hermit Life. And it kind of bummed me out because there was a Slapshot, who's a band I love, played last week, and seeing a lot of my friends doing the slap knot, the kind of like a little live karaoke of Slapshot. Man, that looked like it was so fun. It looked like it was. I mean, seeing friends doing it, but some of my buddies have been in said band, seeing them up there with some of my friends also, like, who I know from being in bands and whatnot, and going to see bands up there singing Slapshot songs. I think that would have been pretty cool to go to, and it really made me think about this whole hermit mindset that I'm in, and I'm like, man, maybe I gotta break through free of this a little and get out some. And then I'm like, nah, you like being a hermit way too much. Which kind of goes into the next thing that I've hit a wall with lately is, man, I was doing well a few months back. I was losing weight. I was out moving, and I messed my knee up on a hike. But then I still kept going a little bit after that. And then I just really hit a wall sometime around September, October, where diet and exercise, man, I got to really get back to it. I've gone up and down like an accordion in my life as far as losing weight goes. And I'm really trying to find something that sticks. It's really definitely hard to do. Throw me some suggestions, man. Like, what works for you guys? What do you guys do? I was doing DDP yoga for a while, and man, I got it to stick for a bit, and it felt great. I was enjoying it, but I've been having a problem just like trying to make it stick again. I don't know if it's like just going through the motions or what, but I don't know, man. I gotta find something because I don't want to die too young. You know what I mean? I want to be. Uncleboi wants to be here for another good 40 years or so. Uncleboi wants to enjoy some stuff for another. I don't want to friggin' die young. That's such a cliche bullshit thing to want. So fuck all that. Uncleboi wants to be here. I want to be here for my niece and nephew especially. I want to be here for all my friends. And family. And the hell, what the hell? That ain't a crazy thing to want. So Black Friday was yesterday, yeah? You guys buy a bunch of shit? I sure as hell didn't. I got an Instacart, and that was about it. I got some groceries. But I didn't. That's kind of a big deal now, ain't it? Black Friday. Folks going out, and it's a big retail day. I think Canadians kind of have it right with the Boxing Day, right? Which is instead of Black Friday, it's the day after Christmas, where people just go out and buy stuff, and everything is like half off or whatever. There's a lot of sales on stuff, and they make a whole day of it. That, to me, for whatever reason, sounds like way more fun than Black Friday is, but what the hell do I know? I hope if you did go shopping, you got some stuff you got some good deals. All about finding them deals, all about being a little frugal fanny out there. You do your thing, I got a cousin. She's hilarious. Her and her mom, they go out. It's my cousin's wife, but that's my cousin. They go out. They go out every Black Friday and or Thursday at midnight. They go to all the stores and it's hilarious. They make a whole thing of it. They're too much. They're funny. Yeah, I've never really been. I think I might have hit some Black Friday deals here and there. Like if I saw something and it was like, oh, that's a great price for that. But just buying stuff online or whatever. But, then you have Cyber Monday, of course, for that. So I'm definitely guilty of that because I don't leave the house to shop anymore. Why would you? We got everything at our fingertips now, baby. We're living in the future, and this ain't even happened yet. Well, that's what I'm talking about. So, yep. So I'm dedicating this show to my new hero, Mr. Mac Jones. That's right. A lot of you Patriots haters out there got so happy last year when they finished under 500. A lot of you Patriots haters out there were so psyched thinking the rebuild was going to take so long and, it was, but look at this. Look who's brought them right back to respectability. This amazing defense, which I gotta say, on the other side of things, Matthew Judon is my other homie. That guy right there, he is a grown-ass man who gets after the quarterback. Mr. Matthew Judon, thank you very much. You are my guy. You are my dude. I still think it's kind of weird seeing the linebackers with the punters' numbers, but hey, they doing it like in college now where they're letting the receivers and the linebackers and even some of the tailbacks, running backs, wear the low numbers, the single-digit numbers, which I think is kind of strange, but whatever. These are little changes that happen. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same. Just look at my hometown of Somerville, Mass. Versus what I grew up in versus what it is now. It is completely different. But on that note, as everything changes, this kid, man, does he look like a stud, doesn't he? And watching him in his press conferences, he's got a sense of humor. I don't think he takes himself too seriously, but at the same time, he's a motherfucker. He wants to win. He wants to get out there and kick some ass. And I think he's more of like a sling 'em and fling 'em type guy, like a Brett Favre, Dan Marino type, where he just wants to gun the ball downfield, but he knows, like, working in a Nick Saban offense last year at Bama and now working in the Patriots offense here, that conservative protect the ball mindset and just being crisp and clean more than flinging it is going to win ball games. Winning never gets out of style. That's for damn sure. And Mr. Mac Jones, you are the fucking dude. Mr. Matt Judon, you are the fucking dude. J.C. Jackson, you are the dude. Ramondre Stevenson, you are the dude. That's right. Damian Harris, you are the dude. Jacoby Myers, you are the dude. I don't know about you, N'Keal Harry. They blew a first-round pick on you, but I'm hoping you come up with some big catches soon. I can't give the kid too much shit. He's made a few catches this year during drives when they needed them, but still, N'Keal Harry has been underwhelming a little. Anyway, So there's my Mac Jones rant. This kid looks beast. This kid looks awesome. I love him. You love him. And if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. You know, go take a shit in your hat and pull it over your ears. So we're clocking in about 30 minutes right here, guys. Looks like your old Uncleboi is about to tap out for this week. I hope you're all well. I hope this finds you well. I hope your Thanksgiving was good, or whatever you want to call it is good. If you don't want to call it that, your Friendsgiving, your family day, your day off, whatever the hell you wanted to call it. If you did have to work it, I hope it wasn't so bad. And I hope today's good for you. I hope you guys have a happy Saturday. And always wash your ass. You got to keep your pucky clean. Keep your pucky clean, you'll be happy. And your mom will be happy. Because we all love our mums. Mums are the best. All right? Uncleboi, over and out.